Would you come out the house like that and you knew you was about to be on TV? Girl, them cornrows is chewed. You hear me?
Take a good look at the face.
Come on.
Have you ever straightened it? I used to be very insecure about my hair, and I straightened it because I was bullied. But I don't feel comfortable changing my hair, and definitely not for a job.
Why is it when a black woman wears her hair natural, it's seen as inappropriate, but when a white woman does, it's praised?
Be so for real right now. What year are we living in? What year are we living in that it is unacceptable to have like curly black hair?
I really don't want to be on camera, and I will probably feel like I overshare tomorrow, but I feel like I have to say it. You know, sometimes I really do understand why I was wearing back-to-back knotless braids and not wearing my natural hair, because people are not nice. I'm the last person to pull out the victim card, like the race card, or you know, but I was the only black person there, and they were acting like I was incompetent. I went in there expecting a certain pay, which, as my first day training, I asked some questions, and the person that was training me was visibly getting frustrated as I was asking questions.
Commission. The same would happen for our bill, because now hair discrimination is part of the protected class. Commission. The same would happen for our bill, because now hair discrimination is part of the protected class of race, which is in the PA Human Relations Act. So they could call their statewide Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission, and they're also satellite offices all across the state.
Is this the video of them signing the bill?
So what I want to show you
This is what I mean. Everyone there's black. This isn't a discrimination bill against hairstyles. It's against black people hairstyles, which is kind of racist.
Oh, come here.
And these are all the words that make up the new law here.
Hello beautiful people, it's IG here. Right here and now we're going to try to discuss how the world would be like if straight hair was unprofessional and unmanageable instead of curly hair. Which sounds ridiculous, I know, but it's always been curly hair. The face of ugly, the face of kinky, bad hair. Yes, we know that things are changing for the better. But what if all this trauma wasn't even ours from the beginning? Okay, so this topic is inspired by a comment that was made on one of our private group chats. I just feel like the commenter said that because they wanted maybe a thought-provoking discussion to try to see what we can do better as a community, and also to know if we're any better from the people we point fingers at from time to time. This woman was denied her rightful pay straight from the job interview, and she perceived that it was all due to her decision to wear her natural hair on that fateful day. According to her, she always wore extensions, straighter hairstyles, but on this fateful day, all she wanted was a simple look. And allow me to use white people as reference, okay? Yeah, if straight hair white people's hair was termed unprofessional and unmanageable, would it make them to abandon their hair for, curly wigs, curly textured hair just to fit in? Now you know that natural hair, curly hair, was termed unmanageable, unprofessional for many years, and black women had to abandon that curly texture for straight hairs in the form of relaxers, hot combs, and just anything straight. But in a world where straight hair is the bad hair and curly hair is the good hair, would the percentage of white women that abandon their straight hair be equivalent to the percentage of black women who abandon their curly hair for straight hair? I think yes. I think the percentage of white women that will abandon their straight hair will be same or almost equivalent to the percentage of black women that abandon their curly hair today. I just feel it will be roughly equivalent, not because straight hair is bad in looks and appearance, but because society will make white girls believe their hair is ugly so bad from their childhood to the point that they're going to view it exactly the way society views their hair. They're going to believe that lie wholeheartedly with their full chest. Now we call straight hair silky, luscious, and all of that shiny. But as beautiful as straight hair is, it is possible to think it is ugly if from your childhood you were groomed into thinking it is ugly, which suggests that there was actually nothing wrong with curly hair except what many black girls were taught. That is how powerful tricking the brain can be. By now you've probably been faced with more curly hair versus straight hair videos than you can count. But guess what? We are over it. Nobody wants to play psychology in 2025, twisting their brain, imagining scenarios like, what if it wasn't whites who ruled the world? What if it was black people who occupied that position of authority, of superiority instead? What if curly hair was the standard from the beginning? Really, nobody wants to think towards that line, because at the end of the day, it didn't happen anyways. And If you want to think towards that line, you have to start by first comparing who would be the better victim.
I'm white, but I feel more black inside, probably.
And when we say better victim, we're talking about which sect of people will have it the hardest. Like if two women are working in corporate, who has it harder? Is it going to be the curly-haired black woman or the straight-haired white woman? Whoever among them whose wash day typically takes less than an hour, and whoever it takes typically less than 4 steps to put their hair up in a bun in the morning to get ready for work without any hiccups along the line, whoever the person is cannot be a victim, whether in imagination or reality. It just won't happen. Not like we black people are trying to play victim or anything like that, but let's be for real. Because if we're really doing this, then it's already 0 points for her and 100 points for her. Curly hair has it harder in every reality by the nature of the coil. It just takes more work, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. In another life, a fatter rope won't be easier to jump with than a slimmer rope, because by the nature of both ropes, the fatter rope is harder to use than the slimmer rope. It is what it is. If you really want to imagine things, start by imagining that what if black women had access to these styling products that make the whole process easier for them, like mousse, gel, and all of that stuff? What if they had it as far back as the 1700s? What if black women were allowed to style their hair to perfection in the 1800s or earlier than that? In a world where straight hair is unprofessional and unmanageable, that would mean that this lady right here won't have to come online crying about anything. She won't even be the one sitting on this side of the table. Of course, she will be given the job without having to go through this process of uncomfortable questioning. And by the way, her interviewers will likely be wearing curly haired wigs in order to fit in and look pink. Someone commented, and let me read that. Well, some of us will be chamomile farmers farming for healing tea to calm our sore follicles because certain people won't let us rest from donations. Right? Yeah, that's a good one. We'll be the wig factory. I guess Africa would be the center for curly hair bundles, or just the equivalent of whatever this is. Also, I can understand the annoyance of black women when they comment on videos like this. If as a white girl or a straight-haired girl, you come on TikTok and post something like this, we already know the target audience you're trying to attract. Let's not pretend. We already know you're trying to say the grass is greener for a certain people. We also know that you are trying to be dismissive of black people's struggles, just like Kamala, because it's 2025, yeah, and things like this are still happening in some schools.
Talk about is like the fact that white girls here can go to school and not have to cut their hair, but black girls have to cut their hair when they're so young. Yeah, like your hair is so much a part of your identity.
I know it's hard to believe that these things still exist in this age, in this era of hair advocacy, hair acceptance, awareness, education, and all of that, but that's just life. I know the development is going on, but it's a gradual process. There are places in the world where curly hair is unfortunately still discriminated against. And will it get better? Of course it will. As long as people don't stop talking about it and spreading awareness that curly hair is as good as straight hair is. All hair is good hair, by the way. So the grass is not greener for black women with curly hair. Of course, yes, it's getting greener, but that doesn't mean it completely is. A lot of hair advocacy is going on, more hair acceptance initiatives are being pushed across, and it's beautiful to see. But let's not ignore the fact that a lot of things went down for all these things to be possible. Why imagine when it has already happened? Straight hair has already beaten curly hair in many contests over the years because it was pushed at standard, not necessarily because it is superior. But before we find out whose shoes have won the struggles better, it's time for our biggest examples yet. Over time, we have seen scenarios where straight hair beat curly hair in the unprofessional and unmanageability factor unjustly. For that reason, I have grouped this discussion into 3 cases where I saw that happening live. In this video, we've been able to conclude that straight hair couldn't have worn the shoes of curly hair better. Not trying to say struggle is good, but we pride in it as a black people. We wear the crown proudly, not ashamedly, but because it's a symbol of those who went ahead before us and who made it possible for us to currently be where we are today. So bringing comparison into the equation is unnecessary, and not something we need as a natural hair community. Unfortunately, we are nearing the end of this discussion, but we can continue the discussion in the comment section, and of course you can join the family by subscribing right now if you haven't. What do you really think life would be like if straight hair wore the shoes of curly hair? Would they wear it better? Did I omit anything from the points I mentioned? Though I don't really like the comparison nature of this topic, but we can talk about it here and trash it once and for all, like finally. Though I don't think that is possible, but we can try to trash the topic. Is natural hair being unattractive a mindset thing, or is the fluffy texture of natural hair just less attractive when compared to the silky texture and nature of straight hair? Because there was this lady that said her eyes were not deceiving her. Curly hair looks rough and straight hair looks neat.
Listen, my eyes aren't fooling me. I don't look. I know all the girls say, oh, stay natural, be natural, team natural. Baby, I'm on the wrong team. Perm me, please. What a perm draft said. They need to come pick me up. I need to be flat ironed. Put me a wig or something on. I can't deal with this.
But I personally don't see it that way. And I don't think my eyes are malfunctioning either. I'm not even trying to be modest. That's the funny thing. I just love the look and feeling of fluffiness more than silkiness. There's just this comfort and warmth, cuddles, like how sumptuous and scrumptious the clouds look up in the sky, just like cotton candy, and how comfy my pillow feels. I don't know if anyone can relate. Don't get me wrong, I love the silkiness vibe which straight hair gives, but I love the fluffy vibe more. And I know some people that like both. But since I've been blessed with fluffiness in the form of my hair, I should be content with it. I love it the way it is. My Bible tells me so. To be content with all that I am and have. To be content in my naturalness. No additives, no anything. Just me and my bare face and my natural hair. Just in the form God created me. So I don't know if anyone resonated with this video. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, like, and of course share this to someone. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon. Bye.